So when you hear nobody's coming to save you, what is it that you think of? I personally, I think of being alone on an island, having to fend for myself, having to create shelter for myself, having to find food for myself, having to create fire for cooking and warmth for myself. So all of these things that I am mentioning, they are all for survival, right? When I am all by myself on this island, because hey, there's nobody else to come and save me. Now, so I see life as being no different to what I mentioned before. Nobody will come to save me. No one will come to create the kind of life that I want, the kind of life that would make me happy, rather than the kind of life that somebody will create for me. But unfortunately, it won't suit me, it'll suit them. It'll be to their benefit, to their advantage, not mine. So it's important for me to understand that I have the control to create my life the way that I want. So that leads me to the next question. How do I figure out what I want? I have to think very clearly about what it is that I want and what it actually looks like. So if I want my life to have a house in the city, a beautiful apartment in the city, and I want a nice car, make lots of money. See, all of these things are good, decent ideas, but unfortunately, they are very vague. They're not very clear, they're not very specific. I think it is important for me to be very specific with what it is that I want, right down to the kind of lamp that I have in my house, right down to the kind of floors that I have in my house, carpet, hardwood floors that I have in my house, down to the kind of car that I have. For example, I love Lamborghinis, so I picture a Lamborghini parked in my garage, my gigantic garage, along with other cars. So now, next, the partner. The partner that I would like to have, right down to the way that they look, their behavior traits. So really, what I'm saying here is, I think that the most specific that you can be, the more likely you will be empowered and motivated to work towards this dream of how you want your life to be, right? We all got to be on board for this. So there are some of you who might be thinking about manifestation when I'm talking about visualizing what it is that you want. Now, I have to be honest here that I don't believe in manifestation in the traditional sense of the word, and what you may have seen on the internet, people talking about manifestation, that you just think of something, think of a dream you've always had, and it will come true. For me, I believe in having a very clear vision of what it is that you want, as mentioned before, but then creating a plan of how you're going to make these dreams come true, one by one. Now, I really like the idea of nobody is coming to save you, because, well, think of it this way, it forces you to think outside the square in terms of creating plans and coming up with different ways of doing things. The way I see it is to rely on somebody to do something for you, to come help you when times are tough is okay, but to expect handouts and favors all of the time, or most of the time, it takes you out of thinking outside the square mode it opens up more opportunities than you ever imagined before, if you're able to just think for yourself. So I hope you're convinced that nobody is coming to save you is an empowering concept. So not your parents, not your siblings, not your friends, not the government. You are in full control. So it's all up to you to figure out what it is that you want in your life and how you're going to go about getting it.